Greetings and peace, and welcome to the Conscious Observer. I am Aleem. That's who I am. I'm new to YouTube, and I felt compelled to make a YouTube video today because I just finished listening to the Drill Music in Zion album by Lupe Fiasco, and it's a success. It's a total success for Lupe Fiasco. It's a success for his fan base, which I'm a part of. It's going to reaffirm our love for him. It's going to reignite the love that people lost for him. It's going to create new love for him from people who are not familiar, because he's one of the pioneers of modern day rap. When I say modern day, I'm speaking of modern day. I'm talking about the 2000s. He's one of the pioneers. He's never been looked at as like a father figure in rap. He's never been afforded that title, and I don't think that's the fitting description for Lupe. He's not Jay-Z. He's not Nas. He does not invoke people to follow in his footsteps. He is unique in that way. I don't know what to say about him. He's like a soldier. He's like a soldier. You know, Kanye West was probably the main one responsible for bringing us Lupe Fiasco. He may disagree. Lupe, if you're listening, not trying to step on your toes, brother. But it was Kanye who brought Lupe Fiasco to my attention. And Kanye has created a whole cadre of different artists who are all like him. Kanye created Big Sean. Kanye revamped the career of 2 Chainz. Kanye revamped the career of Charlie Wilson. It's not going to be a Kanye thing. I'm only saying all of that to say that Lupe is not a brother who has created people underneath of him. He is singular. He is singular. He has a style that is all his own. Now, his inspiration is undeniable. It's undeniable that he has inspired every rapper who is alive today. He's inspired Jay-Z in some capacity. He's inspired Kanye West in some capacity. And probably to a very large degree, he has inspired even Kid Cudi. Because Day and Night, if I'm not mistaken, preceded Kick Push. And you gonna tell me Kid Cudi wasn't bumping Kick Push? Come on, of course he was. You know, if you ask me, that's a collaboration that we need. Those are differences between two brothers that has to end. Not just for the sake of music, but for the sake of their own personal people that I live around like to show off their motorcycles. But I feel like from a spiritual sense that it would be a good move for both of those people, both brothers, Lupe and Kid Cudi, to come to that conclusion, and for the sanctity of their own souls. Because when you have that type of grudge and that type of resentment inside of you for another brother, it does not allow you to be your best self. But whatever self Lupe is in at the moment, it does. This album is fantastic, Lupe. This album is fantastic, Lupe. I really never thought that you could do something like this, to be quite honest with you. Because I didn't know how you were going. And then there's a little one tagging along. I didn't know how you were going, Lupe. Droga's Wave was such an incredible... Droga's Wave is a bona fide classic album. Droga's Wave is one of the best rap albums to ever be released, ever. I'm talking about better than... The album is great on all accounts. But I didn't know how you could follow that up. I didn't know what you were planning. And, Denzel Curry, he made a very credible statement. He said that as rich and powerful as artists are, there should be no reason why albums don't sound like they are pushing the boundaries of music. There really should be no... If you have the entire world at your disposal, musically speaking, you have every musician, every producer that is known and unknown. Sometimes the unknown artists are better than the known ones because they have a hunger that's different. They have a sound that hasn't been, fully developed yet. They're still in an experimental stage. You have all of this at your disposal and you don't use it. You're making shitty albums. You're making shitty music, Drake. CLB was a good album. It was a good album, man. You had that joint In the Bible, and that. Now I'm thinking about it, I can't say it was mid. It wasn't mid. It was above mid. But it can't be considered a great or phenomenal album. And certainly not Honestly Nevermind. That can't be considered anything except for this right here. That's all that is. You saw that. That's all that album is. Donda could have been, should have been better. Kanye, you name an album after your mother. That album, you should have took Kendrick levels of patience with that album. But you didn't. You took a different approach to that album. We got some good things off of that album. Jesus Lord with Jay Electronica. You got I Got Off the Grid, one of my personal favorites. I got the other joint, not Hurricane, because come on, Little Baby. Come on, Little Baby is a little ass baby. Sorry, Little Baby, but you have a whiny voice, brother. You literally whined your way through that entire verse. You whined that entire verse. It was terrible to listen to. 80 Degrees was such a better song. Kanye should have just kept 80 Degrees and then had The Weeknd sing that part, or not have The Weeknd or the Lil Baby on it at all. It wouldn't matter. 80 Degrees was the better song. This is still a Lupe Fiasco review. Lupe, I'm just so proud. That's why I'm talking so much, because I'm so inspired myself. I'm so alive right now because I heard music and I heard art. I literally didn't think that I would hear anything like this from anyone except for Kendrick Lamar. You know, people say what they want about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, but Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is a, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Um, on all accounts, on every level of that album, and when you talk about the lyrics, when you talk about the production, when you talk about the congruency of the album, the consistency of it throughout the album, it is a solid 10 out of a 10. I have an unpopular opinion about it because I put that album as Kendrick Lamar's #1 album, and I've thoroughly analyzed Kendrick Lamar's discography, and I can say that without a doubt that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is the brother's best album. You may say it's not his most lyrical album. And this is still a Lupe Fiasco review. And Lupe Fiasco has always been lyrical to a fault. And one of the things about Lupe and Kendrick, their dichotomy, there's, you know, some people say that Kendrick is what Lupe was supposed to be. Lupe couldn't be what Kendrick is because Lupe always led with his head and Kendrick leads with his heart. Kendrick is intelligent, but Lupe is intelligent in a way where Lupe brandishes his intelligence like a sword, and it cuts off the heads of a lot of people that listen to him. People can't listen to Lupe and digest the information because the information is so compact and the references are so eclectic. He's taking references from ancient Babylonian history, he's using Japanese references, he's using African references, he's using modern history references. He's using references specific to certain places like Chicago, and the brother he's too much sometimes. But this album, I saw Lupe has outdone himself. If I listen to this album again, and I am, because sometimes I'm sure on the first time, but sometimes I'm not. But I think I can go ahead prematurely and say that this is Lupe Fiasco's best album. I think that is Lupe Fiasco's best album. Me. I think that. Yeah. My first Lupe Fiasco album was The Cool. I listened to it and listened to it and listened to it, studied everything about it. The Cool, Lupe Fiasco truthfully only has 4 to 5 good albums, but he has more albums than that. The Cool, I guess Food and Liquor. I never listened to Food and Liquor. It's not Food and Liquor Part 2. That's not even mentioned. Lupe, sorry Lupe. That was a terrible album. Lasers is an awful album with good places inside of it. So Lupe's career has suffered because of whatever reason, whether it was his label's interference, whether it was just his own creative, pitfalls, making, songs like Battle Scars, which I don't like those type of singles. I don't like those commercial singles, Lupe. But this album doesn't have any of that. This album is a true hip hop album. This album is true to hip hop, and it's true to the progression of rap. Because rap is at a standstill, even though rap is developing new sounds, drill music being one of them, which is a part of the subject of the album. But a lot of the music that is out today is just degenerate music. It's not music fit for gods, which black people are, since we're speaking on the subject. It's not music fit to go inside of a person's head and actually be consumed. It's not music fit. That, how do you know that, Aline? Can you listen to that music with your children around? A lot of you do, which is wrong on your behalf. But you shouldn't, because a child shouldn't listen to that music, and you should safeguard your innocence like you would safeguard the innocence of a child. You should. We should. We should. We should not allow ourselves to become so grown, quote unquote, that we feel as though we are impervious to toxicity because I'm grown and I have the mental faculties to take in toxicity and filter it out. But it does damage when you do that. When you allow things to come inside of you and come inside of your headspace, inside of your sanctuary, it does damage. Sometimes it's irreparable damage. Sometimes the damage is irreparable. This album is fantastic. I only heard it one time all the way through. I had to rewind it 3 times from the beginning. That beginning spoken word poetry with the background music accompanying the woman's vocals, that was so deep and so, what's the word? It was pulling on my emotions so much. It was pulling on my mind so much that I had to rewind the joint 3 times. And then once I let the album play, that song went off, and then I think Auto Bottle comes on, and then there's a 3rd song. When it got to the 3rd song, I just rewinded it from the beginning again. And it didn't matter. I was so thoroughly enjoying myself that it did not matter that I rewinded it to the beginning again. I had to. I had no choice. I had no choice. I'm being extra, but truthfully, I'm just happy. I'm just, I'm a weirdo, and I'm excited too. I'm very excited about this album. I'm excited to listen to it again. It's Lupe Fiasco's best album. Is it better than Droga's Wave? Now I don't know. Now I don't know anymore. Because Droga's Wave was a serious piece of artwork. That was a serious piece. I don't know. I gotta listen to it again to find out. But for the time being, it's a 10 out of 10. Yep. The album is a 10 out of 10. Every song. Even Auto Bottle that I didn't like. I did not like Auto Bottle. Thought it was very 2010. Thought it was outdated. Thought it was sub-tier. A subpar song from a great artist. But now, listening to it in the context of the entire album, the song fits like a glove. I mean, it makes sense the way that it's on the album. I have to take back everything that I said bad about it, which I don't care about. It's nothing for me to, eat my foot. My foot tastes good. But, man, Lupe, man, you outdid yourself, man. And salute to you, Lupe. This will be playing in my house for the rest of my life. I will live with this album. I will die with this album, Lupe. Thank you, sir, for putting your mind together to create another piece of work that people can enjoy and have their lives enriched by. You know, like the bubbles on the soda. What would soda be without bubbles? What is life without these type of enriching things, you know? We need art, you know? It's a luxury. We don't really need art to live. Sometimes I feel like we put too much emphasis on art, put too much emphasis on music when we should put more emphasis into building and preparing a proper future. Because historically, cultures and civilizations don't build their foundation on art. Art and music are supposed to be extensions of the foundation that is created. And I suppose Black people in America, we have something like a foundation. We do have a foundation. It's a strong foundation. But I feel like at the same time, there's a disproportionate emphasis on music and art. But thank God for artists and people who labor to make others happy. Because Lupe, brother, you sure have made me happy tonight. I'm a happy man having listened to your album. Thank you, sir. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for real. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Always felt close to Lupe, to Kendrick, to Kanye, to Cudi. Thank you, all those brothers. Thank you so much. To Wale, to Jay-Z. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. I don't take it for granted. I don't take y'all for granted. Thank you, brothers. And with that, I'm going to say peace. Hopefully this is not the last time you will see me, and I will be making more content, but only when I feel moved to, and I felt moved to tonight. So until next time, people, God bless you. Stay safe. Keep your head up. And drill music in Zion. Let's listen to it some more. Peace.